So do you feel enraged instead of annoyed? If somebody has been given some particular task, let's say there is someone under me working and I gave him some task or gave her some task and he has not done it properly. So it's good to be annoyed. I mean, it's good to express your that I'm not happy with it. It will give the message to the person that the person needs to improve and will take you to, it will help you to take out, whatever frustration you have about the situation. But doesn't mean that you have to be enraged. Doesn't mean that you have to be really shouting and yelling and for days together. You can just forgive and forget and move on and give the message. So we have to choose not to take our mind or emotions to unhealthy stage. Before that, we have to start catching ourselves and bring it back. That again will require some practice. Otherwise, your feelings will push you to do things which will lead you to, develop some addictions like smoking and drinking and overeating. Hmm? So do you procrastinate on important tasks? Get into unnecessary arguments with authority figures? Do your feelings stop you from doing things you want to do? For example, do you avoid talking to people you would like to meet? So these are the kind of things that start happening when we start losing control of our life, when we start getting succumbed to unhealthy negative emotions. So please observe yourself that is it happening to you? So because very often negative emotions are accompanied by self-defeating actions. Self-defeating actions. Now let's talk about positive emotions. Name some of the positive emotions. And if I ask you name some of the positive emotions, most of you may have difficulty even naming positive emotions. Because positive emotions means people think I'm good, I'm fine, I'm happy, all good, wonderful. No, they are not positive emotions. This is a very subjective way of saying. We have to learn to be more specific about these positive emotions. Because what happens, we have given the wrong kind of training to our mind. And when the positive emotion comes, they just whisper and go away. We don't allow them to just stick to us for a longer period of time. They whisper and go away. So we need to learn to become more aware of them. Let's say here. See here. Joy, gratitude, kindness, serenity, hope, pride, inspiration, love. I've written some positive emotions, not many, at least just 8 of them. You can find more. So, what I'm saying, you need to become very specific that during the day, when you feel hope, when do you feel joyful, when do you feel being loved, or you start feeling like giving love to somebody, when do you feel inspired, when do you feel serene or contented, when do you feel kindness toward others, or somebody showed you kindness, somebody showed you love, somebody showed you gratitude, express gratitude. So this is the way of becoming happy. How? Just try to remember what are the things you have done or achieved in last 10 years, 15 years in academics, on family front, in relationship, and take pride in them. Pride is not like ego. Pride is like feeling good about oneself. There's so many wonderful things in our life. We can be hopeful. So many wonderful quotes and inspirational talks and inspirational people. We can feel inspired about it. So many times people are showing love towards us. We are feeling love for others. Why can't we entertain these kind of moments instead of just entertaining negative and unhealthy negative emotions? Why can't feel contented, satisfied with whatever is happening to us in spite of trying our best in our life? So nature of positive emotions, they just whisper and go away. Just one thing you can practice, my dear friend, which I'm requesting you, is whenever next time you feel joyful or you feel gratitude or you feel kindness, allow it to just relish it. Or you can just go into the past, although I told you we should not go into the past, but you can go into the past of remembering some beautiful moments of your life. That's why we have memories, we have pictures. And then we can learn to grow from useless mental battles. What are the useless mental battles? Useless mental battles are thoughts which are not going to grow, like thoughts which are in the circle of concern, where I can't do anything, but I am thinking about it, I am worrying about it. Useless mental battles are somebody told me something and I keep thinking about it. Useless mental battles are something happened to me like 5 years back and I am so worried about it. Useless mental battles are maybe down the line 10 years and I'm just thinking what is going to happen after 1 year without any planning. There is a constant rambling, internal dialogue goes on in the mind. So we have to learn to methodically slow down this continuous rambling of the mind. And once you learn this practice, the continuous rambling of the mind of internal dialogue, then actually we can come out of the useless mental battle. And how it happens? It happens by focusing on positive and uplifting objects. Like when you sit in the plane, and let's say you're sitting to the window seat in the plane, and plane take off. Let's say you're sitting in the Mumbai airport and plane is taking off, and all these big skyscraper building of a big city, when the plane take off, this big skyscraper building, they look like matchbox as you go up in the high in the sky. So this is the meaning of higher absorption. When your thoughts and emotions and the way you think are very high, then the problems of this world and issues of this world, they look trivial. They do not affected by them so much. You don't have time for it. This is called spiritual and emotional growth. Mm. That where we learn this principle, Al-Rag I call it. I love you as you are and I love you as you are not. I respect you for what you are and I respect you for what you are not. I accept you as you are and I accept you as you are not. I'm grateful for everything you have done for me and I'm grateful for everything you have not done for me. This is a very powerful sutra, principles which can uplift you and release all the suppressed energy which we are carrying towards yourself and towards others in the relationship, at your workplace and at your family place. So, my dear friends, I want to stop here and take some 10 minutes or 15 minutes of question answers, or if not, then we can practice a little bit of meditation in the end. But let me see if you have something to ask or share from the discussion what we had in last 1.5 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes, all the 5 minute gap was there in between. So yes, please, if any question anybody has or anything to share, experience based on my or any challenge which you may face after hearing this, like ma'am asked, Priyanka ma'am was asking that it's very difficult, or how we find time for it. Similarly, the kind of thoughts and concepts I shared with you, because it's a practical application program, and you may feel that how will I practice it, how will I apply it. So one particular concept which you feel finding difficult to apply, you can just share with me, or any experience positive based on my talk you already had, you want to share with the crowd, or you feel that something more to be listened to one particular topic. Let's talk about it. Okay, I think everybody is not. So let's share some more things. We have 10 minutes more. No problem. Let's talk about feeling of guilt. This is one of the most powerful way to pull you down in a negative sense. Feeling of guilt is something, it doesn't allow the person to go ahead in life. It doesn't allow the person to face oneself. And when we talk about emotional growth, when we talk about mindfulness, we need to deal with this guilt feeling. And most of us carrying some kind of guilt in our life based on the comments, based on the feedback is given to us, based on the way have been dealt by others. And it's not our fault. Sometimes we just take it too seriously. So how you come out of the feeling of guilt is, first of all, you need to understand that no amount of guilt can change the past. No amount of guilt can change the past. If something has happened, like because of you somebody got hurt, or somebody, you lost some money, or some mistakes at the financial front, or you failed in an exam, or you were preparing for a competitive exam and somehow you could not do well, whatever. And hello, can you hear me? Yes. So I cannot. So now I cannot do anything about it. So why should I take it so seriously? I can just only try not to repeat the same kind of mistake again. Now, next thing which I want to share with you before I end, we need to heal the emotional hurt and trauma which we are carrying if we want to really go further in life. And how it happens? Acknowledging your current situation. What is your acknowledging current situation? Whatever situation it is, just acknowledge it, just accept it. And then find balance in a state of control means many times when people are emotionally hurt, either they go to the too extreme, either they just give all the control to people, that they allow other people to decide for themselves, or they want to decide everything. Now both have problems, because in life we need support, we need people to discuss, we need people to get guidance. Learn to tolerate difficult emotions by validating your feelings. This is the third thing you can do. Validate your feelings, which I was talking about in the middle of my talk also. Learn to be authentic. That if you're feeling angry, accept it. If you're feeling nervous, accept it. If you're feeling disappointed, jealous, ashamed, whatever feelings you're going through, learn to validate them and then start accepting and start talking about it with your near and dear ones who are mature enough to guide you and uplift you. And then learn to live in the moment, because emotional hurt always will take you into the past or make you worried about future. You may think nobody loves me and nobody loves me and nobody can love me, I'll be left alone, I'll be this, I'll be that. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. People have always loved us, people are loving us also now. It's just few incidents which have made us felt that way. So learn in the moment. At this moment, try to make a list of people whom you feel close. Try to make a list of people who feel grateful to you. Try to make a list of people who show kindness to you. Try to make a list of achievements in which you can take pride, because sometimes you may feel insecure that I'm good for nothing, I'm not good enough. And then learn to calm yourself. And how you calm yourself? By some kind of breathing exercises, by some kind of mindful meditation techniques. And in my YouTube channel, you can find some videos about it, how to learn to calm yourself. Even to by taking proper rest with good sleep, sound sleep, you will find something techniques there. You have to learn to calm yourself by spending some time with nature, by spending some time with yourself, by spending some time with music, which is uplifting music. There's so many ways to take out some time for it. And then, most important, engage yourself fully. Idle minds is devil's workshop. You should have fulfilling engagement, an engagement which gives you happiness and satisfaction, not just doing the job. You need to find out what is my real passion of life and take out some time on the weekend or in the evening, or make your career in a way which will fulfill your need to engage you completely. If you allow yourself to just think and dream, daydream, again emotional hurt will come up and just make you crazy. So help or share. Help or share means the best way to uplift yourself emotionally and become very strong emotionally. Whenever you have time and energy, help others. Share your life, share your money, share a cup of coffee, a cup of milk with somebody. Help somebody who is in trouble or sad situation. Just give a smile if you can't do much. And these are the few tips, my dear friends, which I am sharing with you. And if at least you take one or two things from this, and if not much, you can practice that 5 minutes kind of meditation which I taught you. Very simple one, the most basic one, but you can learn more also through many teachers, through a lot of stuff. Content is there on the internet nowadays. And in this channel, you will find some other techniques. Like there is a very nice video on Tratak. Tratak means candle gazing, by which you can increase your concentration. There are two small videos about sleeping techniques, and then lot of videos about mindfulness techniques and some of the things which I'm speaking here. So somehow at least commit yourself to spend like 15 minutes to 20 minutes every day for your mental hygiene, for emotional hygiene. And I'm sure you will see a wonderful change in your life in next few months if you do it every day without fail. And I really very much thankful to all of you giving me your precious time, and especially to Priyanka ma'am giving me this opportunity. And thank you so much. And if anybody has any question, you're most welcome. Otherwise, dhanyawad.
Thank you, Vivek sir. I have one question. Like, there are some uh, positive personalities whose aura is like whenever they are near to us, we feel refreshed. And there are some negative personalities also. When they are near to us, we feel some like depression or some like pressure. We are so e- even like there are some positive and negative both in all, but the aura is of someone is like that positive, the aura of someone is like negative. And when and few people always talks like uh, they want to make other people inferior, or they want other people like they don't know kind of thing and they are superior. So how to deal with these personalities? Like even the other one is also know like okay, we are not saying because uh, we don't want to be in an argument session, so let it be him winner. Okay, so how to deal with these personalities? Like,
By not giving much importance, actually, and by ignoring, by ignoring. Ignoring is not that you. That's how we deal with these people, because the people who are not uplifting to us, that is my concept of life. If somebody is not uplifting to me, that person is not important to me. It's not that I'm selfish. It means that I'm very protective about myself, because as I told you, different kind of viruses like COVID.
mm-hmm.
COVID is a virus, it's an egoistic virus. Unless you go out and invite, it doesn't come to your home. So you keep your guards on, by your mask or whatever. So similarly, the people who are carrying negativity or viruses, or they want to prove themselves, let them prove. Who cares? So as you already mentioned, who cares? But we don't have to give enough importance to them. If you stuck into a meeting, or sometime you have to tolerate them also, but never ever we need to indulge into an argument or a debate, or get into that competition that if she or he is trying to prove herself, then I will also do that. That will only waste your mental energy, physical energy. So basically not giving importance. And how we don't give importance is actually not thinking about those people. I mean,
Oh,
just yeah, don't just bring them into your thought process, what they be, how they behave. Sometimes we start taking responsibility of those how that person should not do, like they should not. We start using this kind of words subtly.
sometimes
So
because if the person is from our family, then we think like this. Okay, the person,
even
if
if
it is somebody
even if
else,
somebody is from family, we don't have to take that kind of responsibility, because nobody can change unless that person take the responsibility of change. That is a principle. Even if he is your own daughter, or your own daughter or son or husband or wife or mother or father, person has to take the responsibility. And then when person take the responsibility, then you can be there for that person to, I mean, help or support. But
mm,
just having a thought, it will be like circle of concern, which I showed you. And we feel sorry because there is emotional connection, and that's where require tolerance. That in spite of seeing that you love that person, and that person is making wrong decision, wrong choices, it
mm,
hurts. It's okay, but
true, true.
that's how life is. That's where tolerance is required. Tolerance is not just at the physical level. Tolerance is need to be practiced at a mental level also. If you see this creation, there are so many people are doing wrong things. Do you think the person who has created this universe may not feel bad about it? But he's allowing, not
Even I
stopping it.
think also okay, the person who is from like who have the negative things in inside him or her, even they don't know that they are doing wrong.
They don't know. They're not aware. Unfortunately, they're so foolish. And even if there's some people know, they don't have the power to shift that, because they're not trying their best. So that require some kind of spiritual strength, and that spiritual strength come by associating. willingly taking some energy from that person. But even if they know or don't know, that's not my concern because I can't change that person unless that person come and ask me. Or I behave in a way where that person inspired to come and ask me, Rajshri, how you feel so cool, so calm. Please share some of your secrets. So we need to wait for that particular point.
Okay.
A family member is very difficult. I can totally relate with you. It hurts because we are emotionally connected and attached.
Yes, yes. In family, and if
Uh,
like one of our friend is of that behavior, then we can avoid and we can run out from that place. Okay, for some days. Okay, but
so you have to constantly talk to your mind that I wish I could have helped, but I will wait for the right moment to come. You know, I
okay.
mean, you have to understand it's not in my hand, it's not in my control. Person has his own choice, person has their own free will. I mean, this is a facts which our emotional clouds don't allow us to think that way. Because clouds or emotions make the intelligence hazy. So constantly you have to sharpen your intelligence and talk to yourself. I wish I could have helped, or I wish something could be done, but I can't do it. Because that also requires strength to accept that in spite of knowing so many things, I can't bring a change. That requires courage.
Sir,
Hmm.
sorry to disturb you, but if I'm not wrong, is this the practice of controlling our mind is like not being, giving response to that rude person and like behaving in a cool manner and making our mind understand the situations that it be normal, let understand myself that we have to be normal. So is that the emotional intelligence?
It's called mindfulness. Mindfulness also requires emotional strength. It's part of the way you manage your emotions is emotional intelligence. How you express your emotions, how you manage your emotions. So it's not that you don't have to reply. If somebody is rude to you, you have a right to respond, but you don't respond in a way that you get disturbed by that. I think my message, I have to make it more clear. If somebody is very rude to me or behaving in a very nonsense way, doesn't mean that I just keep tolerating the nonsense. But in the process of responding, we start hurting ourselves. That's where comes the emotional intelligence and mindfulness. Does it make
Hmm.
sense, man?
Yeah.
Huh?
Uh,
If
whole,
somebody has promised you something and he has not fulfilled it, you can't be cool about it. You will lose your position in the college. But you don't have to be so enraged that you destroy your day.
uh, uh, yeah.
uh, Two extremes basically. One extreme is don't say anything and that person continue to do all nonsense and shit. And another extreme is that you get so upset and angry that you spoil your whole day and you spoil your whole image in the uh, department. So managing emotions means kitna bolna hai, kitna kehna hai, how much to say, and that particular amount of thing, and that required by awareness and practice. That is the meaning of managing your emotions, the behaving. Your behavior is in your hand, not in another person's hand. But when you are emotionally attached and when you are attached to something very deeply, then we behave in an extreme way, and that's where the problem comes in life.
Mm, yeah. I think so
You can
many.
also do role play, ma'am. Like, you can imagine a situation where you had not behaved properly. So you can role play in your own room. Imagine and just visualize that if next time if particular person comes and talk to me like this, then how will I behave? And you can
Mm-hmm.
practice it.
I can easily relate it when I get so angry on my children, and then
Yeah.
ultimately the whole thing's break down, and I really feel regret that on a very small
Yeah. And when we
distance.
have extreme
Older,
level of anger, then it makes us guilty. So we are the
yeah.
loser, actually. The another person wins and you lose, although you were right. That is the worst thing about getting extreme level of anger.
The way of expressing was extreme at my end. Then I realizes afterwards,
Hmm.
although it was not such
So
a
you
big thing.
visualize. So next time you visualize, like visualize, and you just imagine if my son behave like this, then how will I respond? Be assertive. Like there are three kinds of behavior: passive, aggressive, and assertive.
Hmm.
Passive means like say this happens to me like recently. in my room, things are scattered, and I am just passive. Okay, ठीक है, चलता है. But then one day I just became aggressive. ऐसे करते रहते हो, ऐसे फैला के रखा है, तुमको इतना भी आता नहीं है, ये भी कर देने. So this is like another extreme, aggressive, just shouting and yelling.
But sir, this is natural, na? After some time, a person lost its temper.
So there is a midway which I'm going to share with you. Being assertive, you don't allow that situation to come. You talk to that person. You say, see, we need to make some rule if we are staying together in the room, and my need is that things should be organized. So if I throw my things, then you can remind me. If you throw your things, then I can remind you, and we can make some rules that these things can be kept here. This is called assertively asserting your needs. But we don't do that. We just imagine कि वो करेगा, लेकिन वो करता नहीं है, फिर हम चिल्लाते हैं, तो it doesn't help.
Actually, unfortunately, children not understand very quickly, na sir.
So we have to remind them. We have to. That's the way tolerance comes. Raising children is not easy. But they also understand if they see their elders are doing it, and children needs reminders. They don't have that much responsibility. They don't feel that, so they need reminders. They need to be encouraged. So that's a whole different topic. Parenting. I can't get into it.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So we just pause for 30 seconds so that any of the participants is having any query again. So I think that already we have taken so much time, extra time from you, sir.
I'm fine. Happy.
Actually, so many questions running in the mind and in heart. Very, very life happening topic going on. So I think that many of us have learned so many things related to the life, belongings they have been going, and the scenarios surrounding to them going on in the job as well as in the family, the relations, friendship. So everybody's been able to correlate the things which sir told so nicely. He put it in examples, so many structural diagrams, and giving with some practical examples. So I think that all of us has got so much benefit from this session. This was the last session, and we energized again to give the quiz in the next session now. So I finally thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving so much input, and getting refreshed for our next session, which is actually the quiz, because so much like 5 days we have been fully packed with so much different type of tools. Actually, this is an amalgamation of this computer science as well as the policies which have been framed from the government in education in the technical colleges. So finally, we ended up with your session, and it was too good. And many of us, which I believe that some of the participants are still missing in the session, they really missed the important aspects of the life. So I feel very so very very feeling, having a generosity type of feeling for you, that you really what we get from the motivational videos we got to know here in a very summarized form in of 2 hours, and that is really going to benefit in the other coming times in life.
Thank you very much for your kind words. I'm looking forward to serve you better.
Yeah. Hope we'll be associating with you with the next FDP, sir.
Sure. My pleasure.
Thank
So
you.
have a nice exam. Wish you all the best, and do the exam with just whatever comes, whatever life offers to you. Thank you very much, and namaste. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for coming.